I am Dr. R. R. Sanap, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Botany, Rao Bahadur Narayan Rao Boravke College, Rampur. Today, I am going to deliver the lecture on the medicinal and economic botany paper of TY-BSc Botany, semester second, paper 4th, that is BO 344, and the title of the paper is the medicinal and economic botany. So first, let us see about the introduction. So if we see this medicinal botany, in that if we see the part that is the pharmacognosy, so if we see the sciences, so the sciences, they are broadly divided into the basic and applied sciences. Basic and applied sciences. So in the basic sciences, the basic knowledge of that subject, it is studied. And when we are going to see these applied sciences, so before that we should get the sound knowledge of the basic sciences. So these basic sciences, these are the backbone of the applied sciences. So anybody, when he is going to study the applied sciences, before that he should know, he should have the sound knowledge of the basic sciences, and then he can study in detail the applied sciences. So as far as concerned to the pharmacognosy, so this pharmacognosy, in pharmacognosy, the different types of crude drugs are studied, and that crude drugs, they may be from the plant origin, they may be from the animal origin, or they may be from the mineral origin. So the crude drugs, they are obtained from these different materials, maybe from plants, maybe from animals, or maybe from the minerals. And mostly near about 80% crude drugs, they are obtained from the plants and plant parts. Plants and from the plant parts of these different plants, the crude drugs are obtained. And thus the botany, that is the botanical plants, particularly the medicinal plants, they are playing the very important role in the pharmacognosy. So if we see the definition of the pharmacognosy, so it is the bioscience which deals with the study of crude drugs. Study of crude drugs. So thus here in pharmacognosy, the crude drugs are studied, and these crude drugs, they are of different origin, maybe from the plant, maybe from the animals, or maybe from the different minerals. And as far as concerned to the plants, so the different parts of the plants, they may be used as the crude drug. It may be the root, it may be often from the stem, maybe from the different modification like the rhizome, maybe from the tuber, maybe from the suckers, also from the leaves, flower, floral parts like calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, also from the seeds, then seed parts, fruits, fruit parts, and so on. So thus crude drugs, they are obtained from the different parts of the plants. Like that, crude drugs, they may be obtained from the animal origin. These crude drugs, they may obtain from the animals, maybe from its different parts, like the horns, hairs, and so on. Sometimes they may be obtained from the excreta, urine of the animals. They are also used in the medicine, that is in the pharmacognosy, to curing the different types of the diseases. And some drugs, they are also from the mineral origin, from the different types of the minerals, the crude drugs are obtained. Now let us see what is meant by the crude drugs. Crude drugs. So the drugs which are of different origin, as I told you, from maybe from the plant, maybe from the animal, or maybe from mineral, which are taken in roughly or in raw condition. Raw condition. The drugs which are taken in the raw condition, they are called as the crude drugs. Now, when these crude drugs, they are directly taken without isolating its active principles or chemical content, they are directly taken, so that drugs, they are called as the crude drugs. Now, if we see the history of this pharmacognosy, then we'll see that this pharmacognosy, or the use of these crude drugs, it is so ancient. So the study of the use of these different types of these crude drugs, it is so ancient as far as the human civilization. So it is so old as the human life, it has begun in the past period. So if we see its documentation, if we refer the documentation of these crude drugs, then we came to conclusion that it is very ancient, and it is found in the countries like the China, in India, also in Egypt and Greece. So in these countries, the documents of the medicinal plants or pharmacognosy, it was found. We know that in these countries, so these countries, they are having the very ancient civilization. If we see in China, so in China, many plants, they have been used in medicine from very ancient period of time. And it is concluded that since 5000 BC, before Christ, some plants, they are still in use for the medicinal purposes. So thus here in China, so this China, it is a country in which there is it is having the history of the very ancient period, and from very ancient period, these crude drugs, they have been used for the therapeutic condition or therapeutic activities. Galen, he is very ancient pharmacist, and he used the different types of the herbal extracts different types of herbal extracts, plant extracts from the different parts of the plants. It had been in use by this Galen for the relief of the different types of the diseases. So that's here if we see the history of this pharmacognosy, it is so ancient. So it has been in use since before Christ, and thus the plants, animals and minerals, they are very commonly used from very ancient period of time by the human being to cure the different types of the diseases. Now let us see about the scope of pharmacognosy. Scope of pharmacognosy. So if we see this pharmacognosy, here it is very important link. Pharmacognosy, it forms the very important link between the pharmaceuticals and medicinal plants. So this pharmacognosy, as it in this branch, the crude drugs are studied, so it forms the important link between the pharmaceuticals and the medicinal plants. So those who is going to study the crude drugs, he should know, or it should have the knowledge of the different types of the medicinal plants, or which are from the plant origin, which are from the animal origin, and maybe from the mineral origin. So when anybody is going to study the pharmacognosy, so you should know from which part of the plant, or which part, or the material of the animal, or from the different minerals the crude drugs are obtained. So this knowledge, it is very important for that person. And important scope is that, so this pharmacognosy, it forms the important bridge between the pharmaceuticals and the basic sciences. Pharmaceuticals and basic sciences. It also forms the important link between the Ayurveda and allopathic medicines. So as this use of medicinal plants or pharmacognosy, it is very ancient. Later on, in the recent civilization, allopathic medicine or allopathic therapy, it get much flourished, and if we see this Ayurvedic and allopathic systems of medicine, then we come to the conclusion that the pharmacognosy, it is forming the connecting link between these two branches of the medicine. Then the knowledge of chemotaxonomy, it is very important when anybody is going to study the pharmacognosy. Besides this, those who is going to study the pharmacognosy, you should know the knowledge about the plant taxonomy, also plant breeding, Then the genetics and the plant physiology. So thus here, this knowledge of the different disciplines of the botany, it should be studied when anybody is going to study the pharmacognosy. So thus here, this is about the scope of the pharmacognosy. So anybody when going to study the pharmacognosy, this basic knowledge, it is essential, and thus pharmacognosy, it is playing the very important role in the different disciplines or different branches of the botany, like the Ayurveda, in the allopathic medicine, and for that purpose the knowledge of the different branches, it is also very essential. So this about the scope of botany. Now here I am going to conclude. Thank you very much.